types of metal transfer. Friends, in MIG welding or MAG welding, this metal transfer variable is very important. There are 4 basic or very important type of metal transfer. First one is dip transfer, second one is spray transfer, third one is pulse transfer, and fourth is globular transfer. First, let us understand what is metal transfer. Then I'll explain the balance things. See, metal transfer is nothing but here you have the electrode and here you have the workpiece. So from the filler metal, the metal will detach and it will accumulate at the workpiece. Metal will detach and it will accumulate. So the metal is getting transferred from filler to the workpiece. This is called as the metal transfer. And in MIG or MAG welding, there are 4 main types of metal transfer or 4 ways of metal transfer. We'll understand these one by one. Now dip transfer. First one is dip transfer, or it is also called as short circuit transfer. In some books they mention dip transfer as a separate and short circuit transfer as a separate, but for CC point of view or for a broader classification, these are considered as one type of metal transfer, dip transfer or short circuit transfer. As the name shows, dip, in dip transfer what happens, the electrode touch the workpiece or it is dipped into the molten weld pool and then the transfer happens. Means the electrode is touched on the workpiece and then the metal transfers. So the metal transfer, wire dipping into the weld pool or short circuiting. Either wire will dip into the molten weld pool, then the metal will transfer, or short circuiting every time. See, short circuiting is nothing but when you touch the electrode with the workpiece, then the circuit will connected. Or this is called as short circuiting. If you touch the workpiece, with the help of electrode, that will be called as short circuiting. So what are the features? So it gives relatively low heat input, unstable arc and spatters, lack of fusion. So unstable arc and spatters and lack of fusion will be there, but with the help of correct setting, if the machine setup is not proper, then only it will happen. But if you do your setting good, then there will be less instability and less spatters also. So it is suitable for all position welding and it is suitable for ferrous metal, that is steel. So dip transfer is very suitable for steel. It is not suitable for non-ferrous metal alloys. And in dip transfer, the favorable, shielding gas is CO2, either 100% or a mixture of CO2 and argon. So this first one was dip transfer. So our second mode of transfer is spray transfer. In spray transfer, metal transfer takes place in the form of fine spray or small droplets. So the transfer happens like the small droplets are formed and these small droplets are sprayed and it gets accumulated at the workpiece. These small droplets size is very small, means it is droplet size is generally much smaller than the wire dia. It is very small than the wire dia. So how the material gets detached from the electrode and accumulates or travels to the workpiece? This happens, see, due to high current, a strong electromagnetic forces are developed near this area, and this forces causes the droplets to detach from electrode and travel to the workpiece, and this is known as pinch effect. And this pinch effect causes necking of droplets. Necking means nothing but the droplets breaks away from the electrode and travels to the workpiece. So this is how spray transfer happens. Now the features of spray transfer are less spatters, good deposition rate, good bead appearance, good penetration and fusion compared to dip transfer. So the compared to dip transfer, the penetration and fusion will be good. Now there is a very big limitation, and that is it is limited to downhand butt and H horizontal vertical fillet weld only, that is PA, PB and PG position. So the position limitation is a very big limitation of spray transfer. Now after spray transfer, we'll understand the pulse transfer. See, the pulse transfer is a modified version of a spray transfer itself. In pulse transfer, power source switches between high peak pulse current and low background current. See, the power source will switch repeatedly from high pulse current to low background current, and this changes takes to 30 to 400 times within a second. So why high pulse current and low background current is required? I'll explain. See, the low background current is in the range of 20 to 80 ampere. Sorry, and this low background current is used to maintain the arc, keep the wire tip molten and maintain average current. So this is the benefit of low background current. And the high current pulse is required. High current is required for droplet detachment. I had explained in previous transfer also that strong electromagnetic forces are developed with the help of high current, and that forces give the cause the pinch effect, which through which the droplets are detached from the filler wire. So the droplet detachment, for droplet detachment, high current pulse is required. So high pulse current generates high electromagnetic forces causing pinch effect, due to which the droplets get detached from the filler wire and travels to the workpiece. Here I'll explain this with the help of a graph also. See, on the x-axis we have current. So this is the level of background current, and this is the peak current. So the background current will maintain the arc, and suddenly the current will rise and come back. So this peak current will introduce high current, and this peak current will give effect to pinch effect. Sorry, this high current, pulse current will cause the pinch effect. So this is the pulse transfer. So the features of pulse transfer. There are many benefits of the pulse transfer. First one is the very low spatters. Then you have low heat input compared to spray transfer. You have reduced risk of lack of fusion compared with dip transfer. You have controlled weld bit profile for dynamically loaded parts. Then you have process control and flexibility. It is suitable for all position. So these are the benefits of pulse transfer feature. Now you have globular transfer. So this one is the last mode of transfer in MIG welding. So the globular transfer is nothing. Here the transfer takes place in the form of droplet, but the droplet size is big. It is almost 3 times the wire dia. In spray transfer, the droplet size was very less than the diameter of the filler wire. But in globular transfer, the droplet diameter is approximately 2 to 3 times more than the diameter of the electrode. So big droplets get detached from the filler wire and travel to the workpiece. So how these droplets get detached from the filler wire? It is with the help of gravity. In a spray transfer, you have the pinch effect, but here you have the gravity which causes the globules to detach from the filler wire and travel to the workpiece. So use gravity to transfer the metal. The ampere range is between 150 to 400 amperes. See, this is not preferable and it is not used because it has irregular metal transfer, medium heat input, medium deposition rate, and risk of spatters. And one very big limitation is that it is limited to flat and horizontal position only, that is P and PB position, and it causes lack of fusion and lack of penetration also. So friends, with this we have come to end of the globular transfer.